Over the last few days, a battle has been playing out showing the best of journalism and the worst of humanity. On one side, veteran NPR journalist Mary Louise Kelly. The other, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who, when Kelly asked if he owed an apology to the former ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, who testified she felt threatened by the Trump administration during the impeachment hearings, this is how he responded.
You know, I agreed to come on your show today to talk about Iran. That's what I intend to do. I know what our Ukraine policy has been now for the 3 years of this administration. I'm proud of the work we've done. The previous administration did nothing to take down corruption in Ukraine. We're working hard on that. We're going to continue to do it.
I confirmed with your staff last night that I would talk about Iran and Ukraine.
I just don't have anything else to say about that this morning. I've said all I'm going to say today. Thank you. Thanks for the repeated opportunity to do so. I appreciate that.
One further question on this.
I'm not going to. I appreciate that. I appreciate you want to continue to talk about this. I agreed to come on your show today.
And you appreciate that the American public wants to know, as a shadow foreign policy, as a back channel policy on Ukraine was being developed, did you try to block it?
The Ukraine policy has been run from the Department of State for the entire time that I have been here, and our policy was very clear.
Marie Yovanovitch testified under oath that Ukraine policy was hijacked.
I've been clear about that.
I'm not so sure about that. Immediately after, Pompeo's aides stopped the interview, but as Kelly told her all things considered co-host Ari Shapiro, that was not the end.
Moments later, the same staffer who had stopped the interview reappeared, asked me to come with her, just me, no recorder, though she did not say we were off the record, nor would I have agreed. I was taken to the secretary's private living room where he was waiting and where he shouted at me for about the same amount of time as the interview itself had lasted. He was not happy to have been questioned about Ukraine. He asked, "Do you think Americans care about Ukraine?" He used the F word in that sentence and many others. He asked if I could find Ukraine on a map. I said yes. He called out for his aides to bring him a map of the world with no rating, no countries marked. I pointed to Ukraine. He put the map away. He said, "People will hear about this." And then he turned and said he had things to do. And I thanked him again for his time and left.
Pompeo then doubled down in a statement Saturday. NPR reporter Mary Louise Kelly lied to me twice, first last month in setting up our interview, and then again yesterday in agreeing to have our post-interview conversation off the record. It is shameful that this reporter chose to violate the basic rules of journalism and decency. The good news for journalism and the bad news for Pompeo, the Washington Post has the receipts. And by that, I mean emails between Kelly and Pompeo's press aide that made it abundantly clear she'd been asking him about Iran and Ukraine, at which point the aide wrote back to Kelly in part, quote, get this, "Totally understand you want to ask other topics." Doesn't get much clearer than that. But of course, Trump still had to weigh in, retweeting right-wing radio host Mark Levin's question, quote, "Why does NPR still exist? Why are we paying for this big government Democratic Party propaganda operation?" To which Trump replied, "A very good question. And here is the very good answer, because of people like Mary Louise Kelly and people like Mike Pompeo."